Greetings, everyone. This is Rock and Roll Spot Connection with the continuation of my Magic the Gathering Kamigawa Neon Dynasty Draft Booster Box unboxing. So the third part of the Neon Dynasty unboxing series altogether. We've opened half of a Draft Booster box so far and got some neat stuff. So let's keep going, shall we? Okay. There we go. Okay, so basically just continuing on utilizing what I pulled in the first part for what is and isn't a duplicate. So another Iron Apprentice, Future Sentinel, Wanderer's Intervention, Unstoppable Ogre, a Clawing Torment, an artifact or creature enchantment for 1 black. As long as enchanted permanent is a creature, it gets -1/-1 and can't block. Enchanted permanent has, at the beginning of your upkeep, you lose 1 life. Ooh. Okay, so that's one of those you put on your opponent's creatures. And another Master's Rebuke. I don't think we've had one of those. Yeah, okay, yeah, it's a dupe. It's a duplicate. We've got there's the duplicates. Let's see. Alright. Then we got the alternate art for Heir the Ancient Fang. Another Tamio's Completion. Another Machiko's Reign of Truth. We have Sky Blessed Samurai, a 4/4 human samurai enchantment creature for 6 colorless and 6 generic and 1 white. And it's flying, obviously. It costs one less to cast for each enchantment that you control. Okay. We've got Prosperous Thief, a 3/2 human ninja for 2 generic and 1 blue. Has a ninjutsu cost of 2 generic, or 1 generic and 1 blue. Whenever 1 or more ninja or rogue creatures you control deal combat damage to a player, create a treasure token. Okay. We've got Blossom Prancer, a 4/4 spirit with reach for 3 generic and 2 green. When Blossom Prancer enters the battlefield, look at the top 5 cards of your library. You may reveal a creature or enchantment card from among them and put it into your hand. Put the rest on the bottom of your library in a random order. If you didn't put a card into your hand this way, you gain 4 life. Okay. And then we've got another Hidetsugu. Okay. And we have a foil Containment Construct, a 2/1 construct artifact creature for 2 mana. Whenever you discard a card, you may exile that card from your graveyard. If you do, you may play that card this turn. Okay? We got our Bloodfell Caves and another Samurai token. Moving on to our next booster. We have another Brute Suit. Another Aki Ember Keeper. Wait. Maybe another. Yeah, it's another. Another Debt to the Kami, another Geothermal Kami, another Futurist Sentinel, another Wanderer's Intervention, another Tamio's Completion, another Mukotai Ambusher, another Tales of Master Sashiro. Then we have Boon of Beseiju, an instant for 1 generic and 1 green. Target creature gets +X/+X until end of turn, where X is the number of is the greatest mana value among permanents you control. Untap it. Ooh, okay, alright. Then we've got Reality Heist. An instant for 5 generic and 2 blue. Costs 1 less to cast for each artifact you control. Look at the top 7 cards of your library. You may reveal up to 2 artifact cards from among them and put them in your hand, into your hand. Put the rest on the bottom of your library in a random order. Okay. Oh, wait. Demon comes. That's regular ass artifact, not a. Another board to drive. And we have Sokenzen, Crucible of Defiance, a legendary land. Be tapped for 1 red mana. Or it has a channel ability, 3 generic, 1 red, discard it. Create 2 1/1 colorless spirit creature tokens. They gain haste let them turn. This ability costs 1 mana less to activate for each legendary creature you control. Okay. Then we have a foil. Oh, a foil mythic. Oh, and it's the green dragon spirit. Ah! Kura, the Boundless Sky, a 4/4 legendary dragon spirit with flying and death touch for 3 generic and 2 green. When Kura Boundless Sky dies, choose one. Search your library for up to 3 land cards, reveal them, put them into your hand, then shuffle. Create an XX green spirit creature token where X is the number of lands you control. That's awesome. Then we got ourselves a forest. And another samurai token. Alright, we've got another Grafted Growth. Thundersteel Colossus. A 7/7 vehicle with Trample, Haste, Crew 2 for 7 mana. Then we got Network Disruptor. A 1/1 Moonfolk Rogue artifact with flying for 1 blue. When Network Disruptor enters the battlefield, tap target permanent. Okay. We got Spirited Companion, a 1/1 dog enchantment creature for 1 generic and 1 white. When it enters the battlefield, draw a card. Okay. You know, good boys. We got another Kindled Fury. Another Reckoner Shakedown, another Fade into Antiquity. We have Iganjo Exemplar, a 2/1 human samurai enchantment creature for 1 generic and 1 white. Whenever a samurai warrior you control attacks alone, it gets +1/+1 until end of turn. Okay. Then we've got Kami of Restless Shadows, a 3/3 spirit for 4 generic and 1 black. When it enters the battlefield, choose one. Return up to 1 target ninja or rogue creature card from your graveyard to your hand. Put target creature card from your graveyard on top of your library. Alright. Then we have another Azusa's Many Journeys. Then we have the non-foil of Naomi, Pillar of Order. And we have Go Shintai of Hidden Cruelty, which I think we might... maybe? I might be wrong, though. Yep, that's another one. Might be our first duplicate shrine. Next up, we've got Rabbit Battery, a 1/1 rabbit artifact creature equipment with haste for 1 red. Equipped creature is +1/+1 in haste, has a reconfigured cost of 1 red. Then, we got the alternate art of Iganjo Uprising, a sorcery for X colorless, 1 red and 1 white. Create X 2/2 white samurai creature tokens with vigilance. They gain menace and haste on a turn. Each opponent creates X -1 white samurai creature tokens with vigilance. Okay. And then we got ourselves a duplicate of alternate forest and another blank. I gotta say, this box is treating me fairly nicely. Alright, another Aki Warpaint, another Greater Tanuki, another Saiba Trespassers, another Moth Rider Patrol, another Tawashi Song Shaper, another Kaido's Pursuit. We got Iron Hoof Boar, a 5/4 boar artifact creature with trample and haste, for 5 generic and 1 red. Has a channel ability for 1 generic and 1 red, and discarding it. Target creature gets +3/+1 against trample until end of turn. Okay. Then we got another Sunblade Samurai, another Fang of Shigeki, another Era of Enlightenment, another Go Shintai of Ancient Wars, another Imperial Recovery Unit, another Go Shintai of Boundless Vigor. Then we have Kyodai, Soul of Kamigawa, a 3/3 legendary dragon spirit with flying and flash for 3 generic and 1 white. When Kyodai, Soul of Kamigawa, enters the battlefield, another target permanent gains indestructible for as long as you control Kyodai. For 1 mana of each color, Kyodai gets +5/+5 until end of turn. Now this is what I mean when I was talking about color identity with Commander. The fact that Kyodai has all 5 mana symbols in its text box makes its color identity all 5 colors. So it could be a commander in a 5-color deck. We got our Blossoming Sands and another Construct token. Ones with haste. Okay. I don't know if I don't think Kyodai. I think Kyodai may be a separate dragon spirit, but I could be mistaken. Seems like the others have all been mythics, and that one's just rare. So usually with things like that, they try to keep them all the same rarity. So all right, we got a Searchlight Companion, a 1/1 drone artifact creature with flying for 3 mana. When it enters the battlefield, create a 1/1 colorless spirit creature token. Okay. Then we've got another Unstoppable Ogre, another Clawing Torment, another Master's Rebuke, another Short Circuit, another Imperial Oath, Imperial Subduer. Okay, I gotta go look. I may just. Oh, okay. So Imperial Subduer is not a duplicate. I think I have the alternate for art. But it's a 3/2 human samurai for 2 generic and 1 white. Whenever a samurai or warrior you control attacks alone, tap target creature you don't control. That's always fun. Another Judite Preserver. Another Boseiju reaches skyward. With the Blade Blizzard Kitsune, which, you know what? Oh yeah, yeah. We have the alternate Subduer. I already have the Blade Blizzard Kitsune. Yep. Okay. Another Blade Blizzard Kitsune. Awakened Awareness, an enchantment for X generic and 2 blue that enchants either an artifact or a creature. Awakened Awareness enters the battlefield. When it enters the battlefield, put X +1/+1 counter on an enchanted permanent. As long as the enchanted permanent's creature is base power and toughness 1/1. Oh my. We got another Sekenzen Smelter. And then we have the Kodama of the West Tree, a 3/3 legendary spirit with reach for 2 generic and 1 green. Modified creatures you control have trample. Whenever a modified creature you control deals combat damage to a player, search your library for a basic land card, put it onto the battlefield tapped, then shuffle. Nice. Then we have a Foil Mountain. Rugged Highlands. Enters battlefield tapped, generates red and green mana. When it enters battlefield, gain 1 life. And a Kami frog token. It's a legendary creature token, frog, 3/3. Whenever you cast an enchantment spell, each opponent loses 1 life and you gain 1. Okay. I'm curious as to what creates Kami. Hopefully we'll find out. Alright. Another Shrine Steward. Another Armed Guard Familiar. Dragonfly Suit. Aki Emberkeeper. You Are Already Dead. Tamio Safekeeping. Alternate art. The Dokuchai Shadow Walker. A 5/5 Ogre Ninja for 4 generic and 2 black with ninjutsu of 3 generic and 1 black. Then we've got Moonsnare Specialist, a 2/2 human ninja for 3 generic and 1 blue. Has a ninjutsu cost of 2 generic and 1 blue. When it enters the battlefield, return up to 1 target creature to its owner's hand. Okay. We get another Jukai trainee. We have Befriending the Saga. Befriending the Moths, a saga enchantment for 3 generic and 1 white. 1 and 2 lower counters. Target creature you control gets +1/+1 until and gains flying until end of turn. 3, it turns into the Imperial Moth, a 2/4 flying insect creature enchantment creature. Then we've got the Leech Gauntlet, a 2/2 Leech Equipment artifact with lifelink for 1 generic and 1 black. The equipped if it's an equipment, the equipped creature gains lifelink, and its reconfigure cost is 4. Then we've got Prodigy's Prototype. Yeah, that was in the artifact commander. It's a 3/4 artifact vehicle for 1 generic, 1 white, and 1 blue. Has a crew of 2. Whenever one or more vehicles you control attack, create a 1/1 colorless pilot creature token with this creature crew's vehicles as though its power were 2 greater. Okay. And we have the alternate Asari Captain, a 4/3 human samurai with haste for 3 generic, 1 red and 1 white. Whenever a samurai or warrior you control attacks alone, +1/+0 on a turn for each samurai or warrior you control. Ooh. As for our rare, we have Resona, Asari Commander, a 3/3 legendary human samurai with haste for 1 generic, 1 red, and 1 white. When Resona deals combat damage to a player, if it doesn't have an indestructible counter on it, put an indestructible counter on it. Whenever combat damage is dealt to you, remove an indestructible counter from Resona. Okay. We got ourselves an island, one of the alternate ones, and yet another samurai token. Okay. First off, we have Uncharted Haven. It's a land that enters the battlefield tapped, and when it does so, you choose a color, and then tap it to add 1 mana of the chosen color. Okay. Then we've got Commune with Spirits, a sorcery for 1 green. Allows you to look at the top 4 cards of your library. You may reveal an enchantment or land from among them, put it in your hand. Put the rest on the bottom of your library in a random order. We've got another Suit Up, another Lucky Offering, another Scrapyard Steelbreaker, another Chainflail Centipede, another Season of Renewal, another Skies for Recoy, another Inkrise Infiltrator, Bachigo's Reign of Truth, Runaway Trash Bot, and a High-Speed Hoverbike, a 2/2 vehicle with Crew 1, Flying, and Flash for 2 mana. When it enters the battlefield, tap up to 1 target creature. Okay. And we have another Anchor to Reality, and another Lizard Blades, and another Tranquil Cove, and a Human Monk generic or token. Okay. It's coming along nicely, I'd say. Then we've got another College's Terrarium, another Shrine Steward, another Kamigawa's Flare, You're Already Dead, Tanito Safekeeping, Mirror Shell Crab, Golden Tail Disciple, Peerless Samurai, Nezumi Blade Blesser, Long Reach of Night, Goshen Tide of Hidden Cruelty, Rabbit Battery. You have a non-foil Containment Construct. Okay. Let's take a quick look at that again. See what it looks like without it all shiny. Then we have our rare is the alternate art for Scrap Welder, a 3/3 Goblin Artificer for 2 generic and 1 red. Tap, sacrifice an artifact with mana value X, return target artifact card with mana value less than X from your graveyard to the battlefield. It gains haste until end of turn. Okay. We got a regular Swamp, and another blank card. Kind of figured this would start happening eventually, where everything we start getting boosters were mostly duplicates. So, all right, another automated artificer, Light the Way, External Synthesizer, Undercity Scrounger, Bamboo Grove Archer. Got Mnemonic Sphere, an artifact for 1 colorless and 1 blue. one colorless, 1 blue, sacrifice it, draw 2 cards, channel, 1 blue, discard, draw a card. Okay. Another Interceptor's Arrest, another Coiling Stalker, another Gift of Wrath, another Tales of the Master Sashiro. We have Replication Specialist, a 3/4 Moonfolk Artificer with flying for 4 generic and 1 blue. Whenever a non-token artifact enters the battlefield under your control, you may pay 2 generic and 1 blue. If you do, create a token that's a copy of that artifact. We have a non-foil Dragon Spark Reactor. Next to Story Weave, an instant for 2 generic and 1 green. Choose 1. Put 2 +1/+1 counters on target creature you control. Put 2 lore counters on target saga you control. Next time 1 or more enchantment creatures will enter the battlefield under your control this turn, each enters with 2 additional +1/+1 counters on it. Okay. As for our rare, we've got March of Burgeoning Life, which is an instant for X colorless and 1 green. As an additional cost to cast a spell, you may exile any number of green cards from your hand. Cost 2 mana less to cast for each card exiled this way. Choose target creature with mana value X or less than X. Switch your library for a creature card with the same name as that creature. Put it on the battlefield tapped, then shuffle. Then we've got ourselves our Swamp. It's the regular type. And an ad card. Alright, we've got another Ecologist Terrarium, another from U.S. Spirits, another Suit Up, Lucky Offering, Scrapyard Sealbreaker, Chainflail Centipede, Ironhoof Boar, Sunblade Samurai, the Shattered Estates Era. We have Enormous Energy Blade, an equipment for 2 generic and 1 black. Equipped creature gets +4/+0 when it becomes attached to a creature. Tap that creature. Has an equip cost of 2. Then we have the Gloom Shrieker, a 2/1 cat beast enchantment creature with menace for 1 generic, 1 black, and 1 green. When Gloom Shrieker enters the battlefield, return target permanent card from your graveyard to your hand. If it would die, exile it instead. Then we have Roaring Earth, an enchantment for 1 generic and 1 green. Whenever a land enters the battlefield under your control, put a +1/+1 counter on target creature or vehicle you control. Channel. X generic, 2 green. Discard. Put X +1/+1 counters on target land you control. It becomes a 0/0 green spirit creature with haste. It's still a land. And our rare is also Saga. Fable of the Mirror Breaker. 1 lore counter. It's a Saga for 2 generic and 1 red. Create a 2/2 red Goblin Shaman creature token. Whenever this creature attacks, create a treasure token. 2 lore counters. You may discard 2 cards. If you do, draw that many cards. Then transforms after 3. Reflection of Kiki-Jiki, a 2/2 Goblin Shaman enchantment creature. 1 mana, tap, create a token that's a copy of another non-legendary creature you control except it has haste. Sacrifice it at the beginning of the next end step. Okay. We also have a foil of Tamiyo's Completion. And we got a Scoured Barrens. It's a land that generates white and black, comes into play tapped, and when it comes into play, you gain 1 life. And we got another pilot. We got a pilot token. Cool. Haven't seen one of those since the artifact deck. Well, maybe it was on earlier, but it was early in the whole thing. Alright, we got another Thundersteel Colossus, another Searchlight Companion, Clawing Torment, Geothermal Kami, Futurist Sentinel, Wanderer's Intervention, Unstoppable Ogre, Iganju Exemplar, Kami Restless Shadow, Bachiko's Reign of Truth. We got Dockside Chef, a 1/2 human citizen enchantment creature for 1 black. 1 generic, 1 black, sacrifice an artifact or creature, draw a card. We got Assassin's Inc., an instant for 2 generic and 2 black. This spell costs 1 mana less to cast if you control an artifact and 1 less to cast if you control an enchantment. Destroy target creature or planeswalker. Okay. Then we have the Bronze Plate Boar, a 3/2 boar equipment artifact creature with trample for 2 generic and 1 red. Equipped creature gets +3/+2 and has trample. Reconfigure cost of 5. Wow, okay. Next up we have the Cold Steel Kieran, a 3/2 Kieran equipment artifact creature with flying for 2 generic and 1 white. Equipped creature has flying and you can't lose the game and your opponents can't win the game, and a reconfigure cost of 5. Okay. Then we have another Jungle Hollow and another treasure token. Next, alright, we got our Brute Suit, another Kitsune Ace, another Kami of Industry, another Kami of Terrible Secrets, another Terrible Cultivation, another Network Disruptor, another Spirited Companion, another Fang of Shigeki, another alternate Dokuchai Shadow Walker, another Defender of the Moths. We got Gravelighter, a 2/2 spirit with flying for 2 generic and 1 black. When Gravelighter enters the battlefield, draw a card of a creature died this turn. Otherwise, each player sacrifices a creature. Next up is Kappa Tech Wrecker, a 1/3 Turtle Ninja for 1 generic and 1 green. We have a ninjutsu cost of 1 generic and 1 green. Enters the battlefield with a Death Touch counter on it. Whenever it deals combat damage to a player, you may remove a Death Touch counter from it. When you do, exile target artifact or enchantment that player controls. Okay, alright. Then we have another Heiko Yamazaki the General. We have Otawara Soaring City, another legendary land. It be tapped for blue mana. There's a channel ability, 3 generic and blue, discard it. Return target artifact, creature, enchantment, or planeswalker to its owner's hand. This ability costs 1 less for each legendary creature you control. Okay. We got another island and an alternate island. And another blank card. Another Uncharted Haven, another Season of Renewal, another Planar Incision, Regent's Authority, Crackling Emergence, Return to Action, Imperial Subduer, Moon Circuit Hacker, Behold the Unspeakable, Bronze Cudgels, Seismic Wave, Malicious Malfunction. We have Grease Fang, Okiba Boss, a 4/3 legendary rat pilot for 1 generic, 1 white, and 1 black. At the beginning of your of combat on your turn, return target vehicle card from your graveyard to the battlefield. It gains haste. Return to its hand at the beginning of your next end step. Okay. We've got a foil of the Goshen Tide Lost Wisdom. We got an alternate art Swamp and a Samurai token. Another Aki Warpaint, another Network Terminal, another Death of the Kami, Master's Rebuke, Short Circuit, Ancestral Katana, Simian Sling, Moonsnare Specialist, Jukai Trainee, Air of Enlightenment. Got Circuit Mender, a 2/1 insect artifact creature for 3 mana. When it enters the battlefield, you gain 2 life. When it leaves the battlefield, draw a card. Okay, I like that. Simple. Next up, we have the Rato Sentinel, a 3/3 construct artifact creature with Defender for 3 mana. When it enters the battlefield, target player mills 3 cards. For 3 mana, put target card from a graveyard on the bottom of its owner's library. Okay. Then we have When We Were Young, an instant for 3 generic and 1 white. Up to 2 target creatures get +2/+2 until end of turn. If you control an artifact and an enchantment, these creatures also gain lifelink until end of turn. Okay. We got ourselves another mythic. Nashi, Moon Sage's Xion, a 3/2 legendary rat ninja for 1 generic and 2 black. And we got ninjutsu cost of 3 generic and 1 black. Whenever Nashi deals combat damage to a player, exile the top card of each player's library. Until end of turn, you may play one of those cards. If you cast a spell this way, pay life equal to its mana value rather than paying its mana cost. Okay. Then we got another Thornwood Falls. Another ad card. Alright, we're in the home stretch, everybody. Well, for the draft booster box. We still got a set booster box and a booster bundle to go. So, not exactly definitively home stretch, but, you know, we're close. Another Network Terminal, another Disruption Protocol, Repel the Vial, Explosive Entry, Virus Beetle, Weird Tanuki, Tango's Completion, Mugatai Ambusher, Fall of Lord Konda, Reality Heist, Boon of Boseiju, Awakened Awareness. Yeah, our rare is Mirror Box. It's an artifact for 3 mana. This is honestly a callback to the to our artifact from the original Kamigawa block, Mirror Gallery. The legend rule doesn't apply to permanents you control. Each legendary creature you control gets +1/+1. Each non-token creature you control gets +1/+1 for each other creature you control with that same name or with the same name as that creature. Then we have a foil Upriser Renegade. Another normal looking forest. And another treasure token. Another Grafted Growth, another Clawing Torment, Master's Rebuke, Short Circuit, Imperial Oath, Simian Sling, Reckoner's Bargain, Iganju Exemplar, Kami of Restless Shadows, Okiba Reckoner Raid, Rabbit Battery, Containment Construct, Touch the Spirit Realm, an enchantment for 2 generic and 1 white. When it enters the battlefield, exile up to 1 target artifact or creature until Touch the Spirit Realm leaves the battlefield. Channel, it can discard it, exile a target artifact or creature, return to your battlefield under your own turns control at the beginning of the next end step. Okay. Our rare, Invoke Justice. It's a sorcery for 1 generic and 4 white. Return target permanent card from your graveyard to the battlefield and distribute 4 +1/+1 counters among any number of creatures and/or vehicles target player controls. Okay. We got another Dismal Backwater. And another Samurai token. Excuse me. And we've got ourselves our Dramatist Puppet, Naraki Warpaint, Undercity Scrounger, Careful Cultivation, Mnemonic Sphere, Kitsune Ace, County of Industry, Ironhoof Boar, Dokuja Shadow Walker, another Light with Shirazawa, the Leech Gauntlet, another Prodigy's Prototype, the not okay, we got the normal version of Asari Captain. Okay, we can take a look at that right quick. And our rare is Hinata Dawn Crowned, a 4/4 legendary Kieran Spirit with Flying and Trample for one generic, one blue, one red, and one white. Spells you cast cost 1 mana less to cast for each target. Spells your opponents cast cost 1 more to cast for each target. Nice. Then we have ourselves another Swamp, alternate artwork. God, I love these. And there's a red Spirit token. Okay. I really do mean we're in the home stretch. We got, counting the one I'm fighting with, 3 boosters left. Well, 3 draft boosters. So. Alright, got another Thundersteel Colossus. There's Silent Trespassers, Mothrider Patrol, Tawashi Songshaper, Kaito's Pursuit, Kamigawa Spirits, Imperial Subduer, Moon Circuit Hacker, Befriending the Moths. We have an alternate art Futurist Operative, a 3/4 human ninja for 3 mana, 3 generic and 1 blue. As long as Futurist Operative is tapped, it's a human citizen with base power touches 1/1 and can't be blocked. For 2 generic and 1 blue, untap Futurist Operative. Okay. We got our high-speed hover bike. Then Tempered in Solitude. It's an enchantment for 1 generic and 1 red. Whenever a creature you control attacks alone, exile the top card of your library. You may play that card this turn. And we've got Mech Titan Core, a 2/4 vehicle with crew rating of 2 for 2 mana. 5, exile Mech Titan Core and 4 other artifact creatures and our vehicles you control. Create Mech Titan, a legendary 10/10 construct artifact creature token with flying, vigilance, trample, lifelink, and haste that's all colors. When that token leaves the battlefield, return all cards exiled with Mech Titan Core except Mech Titan Core to the battlefield, tapped under their owner's control. Okay. Neat. We have a foil Twisted Embrace. Windscarred Crag, which is a land, generates white and red, comes into play tapped. When it does, you gain 1 life. And another Spirit token. Whew. Decent showing, I'd say. Okay. Ninja's Kunai, Bearer of Memory, Moonsnare Prototype, Answer for Katana, Ambitious Assault, Lethal Exploit. Alternate Art of Moonsnare Specialist, okay. Ooh. Aki Ronin, a 1/3 Goblin Samurai for 1 generic and 1 red. Whenever a Samurai Warrior attacks alone, discard a card to draw a card. Another 7-Tail Mentor, another Shattered States era. We have Orochi Merge Keeper, a 1/1 Snake Druid for 1 generic and 1 green. We tap to add one green mana. As long as it's modified, it has tap, add 2 green mana. Okay. Then we've got Essence Capture. It's an instant for 2 blue. Counter target creature spell. Put a +1/+1 counter up to 1 target creature you control. And we've got Twin Shot Sniper. A 2/3 Goblin Archer artifact creature with reach for 3 generic and 1 red. When it enters the battlefield, it deals 2 damage to any target. Channel 1 generic, 1 red, discard it. 2 damage to any target. Then we have the Dragon Kami Reborn. A Saga enchantment for 2 generic and 1 green. So, the first step is put lore counters on this one. You gain 2 life. Look at the top 3 cards of your library. Exile one of them face down with a hatching counter on it. Then put the rest on the bottom of your library in any order. Exile and transform. Dragon Kami's Egg. It's a 0/1 egg enchantment creature. Whenever Dragon Kami's Egg or a dragon you control dies, you may cast a creature spell from among cards you own in exile with hatching counters on them without paying its mana cost. Okay. Then we got a mountain, an alternate art mountain, and we got a green spirit token. Okay. Another Searchlight Companion, another Uncharted Haven, Kami of Terrible Secrets, Bamboo Grove Archer, Network Disruptor, Spirited Companion, Kindled Fury, Peerless Samurai, Jukai Preserver, Kimono Faces Kakazan, Sky Blessed Samurai, Prosperous Thief, Blossom Prancer. Okay. We've got Kotos the Silent Spire, a 4/4 legendary human ninja for 3 generic, 1 blue and 1 black. When it enters the battlefield, exile target card other than a basic land card from an opponent's graveyard. Search that player's graveyard, hand, and library for any number of cards with the same name as that card and exile them. Then that player shuffles. For as long as you control Kotose, you may play one of the exiled cards, and you may spend mana or mana of any color to cast it. Okay, alright. Then we got ourselves another Rugged Highlands, and another blank card. And that is going to do it for the draft booster box. As always, feel free to like, share, and subscribe. Links to my Facebook, Twitter, Patreon, and PayPal can be found in the description box down below. This is Rock and Roll Spock signing off, saying, live long and rock hard.